Geologist. Thanks for coming by. Well, you may be broken, you may be struggling, but somehow or other, it's all part of a bigger plan, and it's a matter of how you're going to navigate that plan that's going to matter. You can face it and try and understand it as best as you can, and provide yourself with some sensible answers that may be able to help you to overcome the pain that has been a result of this. People suffer pain at all different levels and react in all different ways, suffer in different ways and respond in different ways. And then it's what we do to recover and heal and repair, and to reinstitute ourselves to ourselves. People use different means of healing, and some of these choices aren't wise. Alcohol, drugs, and even nicotine and these kind of chemicals, in the long run they will overtake you, but at the time they do seem to give some kind of relief, even medications and things, but I'm not here to contradict doctors' subscriptions and things for people, and I'm not undermining any of that. I'm just saying, and you'll read it on the packets, there are side effects to all of these things, and some of those side effects aren't positive, they're not for your benefit, so you're getting a form of relief, but at the expense of other possible problems. That's all. And many people are willing to pay the cost of the long-term effects. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not one of them. I'd rather battle it out and try and, one way or another, push through the pain without adding chemicals and substances and things like that to my system. For those of you that have found yourself in a situation where you have become an addict or an alcoholic or both, or maybe even addicted to a stronger drug, you can find your way out. You don't have to lose limbs or end up in hospital or overdose or anything like that. You may possibly have to go through that to come to a point in your mind where you decide that this isn't worth it, that the habit or the substance just isn't worth it. It's not something that you want to continue to do. Unfortunately, all too often, it's these type of experiences that cause people to change their lifestyle, but for a lot of the time it's all too late. I can remember my stepfather He was first to go at 51. He was determined to smoke and drink himself to death, and he did it. He did a good job of it. He got to 51 and away he went. And it wasn't a very nice way to die. But he died. He abused himself to the point where he died. And then it was my mother's turn. She smoked herself to death. And that was it for her. She got to 67. I don't think 67's all that old in this modern age, considering she could have lived a lot longer than that if she had have faced herself in a different way. But we are limited to how we believe we can fix things and help things. But limitedness in the way we think is not where we have to be restrained. As I said, I've seen some people have some very serious self-confronting events where they were completely self-unaware, and then through a tragedy or a trauma or some other serious event, they've come to their senses and had a complete turnaround. Some people turn around overnight and just decide, I'm just not going to do that anymore. I know there's a better life for me. I'm going to take that path. And they do. Other people take longer. Could take several experiences, but somehow they get through to the other side. And some people, with all the warnings and signals in their health and in their mind and in their conscience, just don't find their way out at all. And I have to say that was my stepfather, and to some extent my mother. He died at 51, she died at 67. My last partner, she was a smoker, and it was worse than I thought. I didn't think that in this day and age people would be so self-determined to harm themselves with these chemicals, but they do. And I didn't want to hang around for the crescendo of that. Not only that, you could see the effects that it had on her and her children, and the negative impacts that it brought. I just did not want to go through that again. I'd seen enough in my own family. There were certain things that were happening that I just did not want to be a part of. So you have personal desires and lusts that are dysfunctional, that can hold people in addictions. And they're happy to do that because they fulfill these lusts by satisfying these dysfunctional needs. And when the need is fulfilled or filled, they wait till the urge comes again. It's usually pretty quick, and they go round through starting the cycle again. That's the addiction. It's usually a drug of choice or preference, but sometimes one or two. until the solution, the substance solution, turns against their health. Because while they're being sedated with the drug to whatever level it is that's bringing them relief, there are other impacts, like with smoking, that are affecting the body, the lungs, other drugs that you swallow affect the organs, the vital organs, and blood flow and all this other stuff. One drug can lead to another drug, which leads to another drug, and then you've got a multiple stream of problems. That come from that. But you can turn it around. For some people, they'll never turn it around. You see them sitting out the front of the hospitals with the drips and things, smoking. Well, they're determined not to turn it around. So I hope you don't have to go through a trauma or some other kind of serious problem, that you begin now to start to turn your life around.